NBC25 Today.
It's tragic, and it hits close to home.
A community shaken. Shots fired at a Saginaw County home. One teen dead. What police believe happened and when they expect an autopsy.
Not so fast. Tobacco 21 delayed now. Why Genesee County commissioners are pumping the brakes on raising the legal buying age.
And bus safety, how the state is working to make sure you get where you need to go safely.
And good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us on this Monday morning, 6 o'clock now. I'm Mike Wolfo.
And I am Krista DeGeary. Good morning, everyone, and are ready to start another work week here.
Yes, we are. After a very pleasant Mother's Day weekend, certainly yesterday was very pleasant as we all got a chance to spend time with our moms.
That's right. And Ahmed, you are on the good side of all the mamas out there because it was a beautiful day.
I did what I could. Here's what we got going on in the Storm Ready forecast now as we start off our work week. We'll see if we can keep that ball rolling. Sunshine actually on the way for today. Sunrise is at 6:12 a.m. So we are just almost actually 11 minutes away from there. It is just about 6:01. We've got temps at 38 in Bay City. Yes, it's chilly across the region. No, frost is not a major thing to watch for. We're actually doing all right. You can see skies are clear. Temps, there's the 30s, but we're already beginning to warm. Au Gres at 41, Mount Pleasant at 40, 38 in Flint right now. In the school day ahead, here's the deal. We have plenty of sun, plenty of it. All right, we literally are walking on sunshine for the day ahead. But by the afternoon, as we hit our highs into the 70s, we only go warmer from there. We also have to watch for a couple of showers to begin our second day of the work week. I'm going to break down who and when gets to see the rain, and then when we hit those 80s, that's coming up.
All right, thank you, Ahmed. We have breaking news from overnight now. A water main break in Bay County. The eastbound lane of Midland Road in Auburn, right in front of Auburn Elementary School, closed. Crews are on the scene right now working to repair that water main. No word yet on how long it will take to repair or how it will affect water customers in the area. But stay with NBC25 News for more updates. And right now, a community is in shock this morning. A high school student dead after a gunfire at a party.
This all happened around 2 o'clock yesterday morning in Tittabawassee Township near Freeland. Police there say a 16-year-old was shot at his home on North River Road. Now, Detective David Berg says investigators believe alcohol was a factor in this shooting. They do expect an autopsy today. Now,
the community gathered at St. Agnes Catholic Church yesterday to help students and others affected by the deadly shooting. The teenager killed was a student at Freeland High School. The school district sent out a letter alerting parents and students about the death.
Teresa Anderson's son is a freshman at the high school. She says this is terrifying to see something like this happen so close to home.
Nobody wants to bury a child before it's time, and especially so young. Life is just beginning for this child, and and here it is.
Freeland school officials and counselors were at the scene Sunday morning and also at the church last night for support. This morning, police still investigating. A new ordinance in Genesee County banning those under 21 from buying tobacco is under fire right now. Tobacco 21 was supposed to go into effect today across the county, but Commissioner Drew Shapiro says an oil company is suing the county now over this ordinance. Last week, commissioners voted to delay the effective date for a week. Board members are expected to discuss next steps in a closed-door meeting today.
I'm not pro-tobacco by any means, but there's obviously some conflicts that arise when you have local ordinances that are conflicting with Attorney General opinion. I've urged my colleagues multiple times to reconsider this.
Now, the state attorney general's office did shut down a similar ordinance in Ann Arbor. The Genesee County version is now set to go into effect next Monday, but that could change if the board reconsiders its decision.
Lieutenant Governor Brian Kelly is talking about his involvement in rewriting tax code as he hints at a run for governor. Now, in an online video, Kelly says the tax code rewrite in 2011 slashed the state's primary business tax. Now, what Kelly doesn't say is that he actually helped create that tax in 2007. Kelly says the Michigan business tax protected small businesses from a tax hike while the Democrats held power in Lansing. Now, Kelly says once he became lieutenant governor, the GOP could scrap the whole thing and do what we wanted to do in the first place. Kelly has a big announcement planned for May 30th. Speculation is that he'll announce his run for governor. And also this morning, Michigan State Police say it's taking part in a federal effort to promote bus safety. It's part of the National Motor Coach Safety Initiative. Now, it kicks off today and includes inspecting passenger buses and verifying driver qualifications. Violations could result in service shutdowns. Captain Michael Crum with MSP says riders expect buses to be mechanically sound. Well, are you looking for a job? Aldi is hosting a statewide hiring fair today at all stores across the state. Now, the company hopes to fill up to 100 store associate positions. The pay is $11.75 an hour. And the hiring event is taking place from 7:30 to 5:30 today. Aldi has 10 locations across mid-Michigan. Well, switching gears now, Bay County residents are gearing up to do some good this week.
That's right. Friday happens to be the United Way of Bay County's Day of Caring. Our Courtney Wheaton is live right now in Bay City with details. Good morning, Courtney.
Good morning, Mike and Kristen. Well, they've been doing this for the last couple of years, and it's really a project that keeps on giving. Now I'm here with Jen Idelsky. Tell me a little bit about how you do something today, but it continues to help the community longer than that.
Yes, our ultimate goal is to inspire people to give back in different ways throughout the year, throughout their lifetime. So that's really what we're trying to do at this Day of Caring, is to help them understand how good it feels to give back, how many lives that they can affect by just spending a couple hours to help out a community organization or a school in your community.
And another part that I found really cool is so many people are working together. People that might not be together regularly, they get to know each other through this.
Yeah, absolutely. This year we have the opportunity to connect some high school students with the elementary students, and the kids love it. They see that their folks in their community, the older kids, how they like to give back, and that's going to inspire them, we hope, throughout their lifetime.
Now, one of the cool things is the community garden. You guys will actually be planting vegetables. So talk about that. That's pretty interesting.
Yes, well, the great thing about the community garden is everything that we grow, all of the vegetables, they're going to be distributed to local food pantries and shelters in the community. And one of the reasons why this is great is because those vegetables going to the pantries is important. When we donate to a pantry, usually we're giving non-perishables, so we're giving boxed and canned foods, but this way we can give some fresh vegetables to families who need it. So that makes it unique.
That is so awesome. Thank you so much. And again, that takes place on Friday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. If you need any more information, I'll have it on our website. For now, live in Bay City, I'm Courtney Wheaton, NBC25 News.
All right, thanks, Courtney. Well, a special day at the Saginaw Children's Zoo honoring mothers. Moms got free admission on Mother's Day, allowing them to spend time with their children. Now, Caitlin Raymond enjoyed a beautiful day with the very special women in her life.
We're lucky enough to still have my mom with us, and she's with us today, and it's amazing.
It was a blessing to have her, so every day is a beautiful day with her.
She's the #1 person in my life, and that I would sacrifice everything for her.
Oh, what a little sweetie pie there. Now, Saginaw Children's Zoo is open right now for the season. And we want to know, what did you do with your mom on Mother's Day? Let us know on our Facebook page. Heather, right now, how did you make her day special?
Well, we are sharing some photos of our special mothers from here on the NBC25 team.
That's right. That's me and my mom and my sister. We both don't live in Illinois anymore. Obviously, I'm here. So we both flew in and drove in and hung out with Rosie Bear on Mother's Day. We do an annual breast cancer walk every year.
Sounds good. Looks like you guys had a good time. There's one of our evening anchors, Dave Bondi, with
love this picture.
With his mom. They look quite happy to be together. This next one came out of my archives. This was several years ago when my mother attended an NABJ convention with me.
You look like your mom in this picture.
You think so?
Yeah, I feel like I can see that. Yeah, she looks more like your sister.
This is what a lot of people say. My
Than
mother,
your mom.
you know, she has very good genes.
And there's the Baggy clan there all together to celebrate Miss Baggy, who, from what I hear, is such a sweet woman. Well, we want to know how you celebrated Mother's Day. Head to the NBC25news.com or our app and submit your media to Burst. And don't forget, if you use our app, to just click on See It, Send It. Let's send it over now to Baggy.
Despite mine and my brother's best efforts, I think we turned out all right. So thanks, Mom. Here's what we got going on in the forecast. Our satellite, nice and clear. We don't have any cloud cover to worry about to start off your day, but if you have allergies, still a little on the sneezy side. These are going to eventually start to drop. Don't worry. We've got maybe a week or two left and the allergy levels finally start to fall. But as we go through the day, it's another dry one, which is why they're high again. Sunshine all the way through 6:12 is our sunrise time. We're heading there. We're only a couple of minutes away. And as we go on through the day out on the water, it's real easy. 2 to 5 knots, right around a foot or less for the wave heights. It's a real easy one even on land. Light variable winds. Storm Ready weather town of the day, Davison. Looking at a high today topping out in the 70s. We're looking at actually the low 70s, or right around that 3 to 4 o'clock hour. Bright and sunny skies all the way through the day. But cloud cover with the sun starting to take over going into tonight, because we actually get some showers and even a couple of storms possible along the warm front going into tomorrow morning. Right around 5 to 7 a.m. we could have a couple of those. They're not anything too intense nor long-lasting, but we will see some showers. I'm going to break down how long that sticks around because I know there are a lot of farmers that want to get out in the fields and get stuff working this week. We'll have that coming up.
All right, thanks, Ahmed. Well, tonight at 10, we're going to spend a little time with nature.
That's right. It's a look at the Michigan invasive species turning our native habitats upside down. State and federal agencies have teamed up to help knock down these destructive plants and animals in an effort to preserve native wildlife. A representative with the State Department of Environmental Quality says prevention is key to helping hold off these unwanted guests.
In many cases, once they get here, it's often too late to get rid of them. You're kind of in a long-term maintenance mode. So again, that kind of tells you why prevention is so important.
Now, Miranda Parnell tells you how you can do your part to help. That's tonight on Fox 66 News at 10.
Protests outside the governor's mansion. The law passed in Texas recently that has these folks upset. That's still ahead this morning as we continue. Time now 6:11.
You're watching NBC25 Today with Mike Woolfolk, Kristen Aguirre, and meteorologist Ahmed Badji.
We're moving up on 6:15 now on this Monday morning, the day after Mother's Day. The sun rising and shining brightly on the nation's capital this morning. A lot happening in Washington these days. I believe Congress, the congressional side of things, House of Representatives anyway, should be back in session after an 11-day recess. The Senate, of course, has been busy working on several things. We're going to take a look at our question of the day now this morning, and it has to do with our lawmakers in D.C. Do you think term limits would actually make Congress more effective? So far, the overwhelming response is yes. You can see that 89% to 11%. You can weigh in at NBC25news.com/question. Well, happening across the nation this morning, hundreds protest a sanctuary cities law with this march to the Texas governor's mansion. This happened yesterday. Protesters say the government should not break up families. They say the law puts immigrants, U.S. citizens, and legal residents right in the crosshairs. The new law allows state and local law enforcement, elected officials, and government employees to question residents' immigration status. Supporters say the law doesn't force local entities to investigate a person's status, but it does permit it.
And flames ripped through a historic synagogue in Lower Manhattan. Take a look at this video. This 3-alarm blaze happened yesterday. The synagogue dates back to 1885. No reports of any injuries and no word on what actually caused this fire. Officials right now investigating. And caught on camera, a bus crashes into a small store. Now, this happened in Southern California yesterday. Police say the driver stepped on the gas instead of the brakes while turning and lost control. Now, the bus smashed through the store's front glass window. Fortunately, the store was not open and there were only 3 people on that bus, the driver and 2 passengers. No one was hurt. Take a look at that. Thank goodness everyone was okay.
Well, France has a new president this morning. 39-year-old Emmanuel Macron is the country's youngest chief executive, sworn in, inaugurated yesterday. French voters elected him last week by a 30-point margin. He defeated right-wing candidate Marine Le Pen. Macron ran as an independent in his first ever election.
A D-Day veteran has set a record. Check out this story. He's now the world's oldest tandem skydiver. Verdon Hayes is 101 years old, and some of his family members decided to jump with him yesterday in southwest England. Now, Hayes started skydiving last year to celebrate his 100th birthday, and he hopes to do it again for his next birthday. What an amazing guy there. Look at him. The thumbs up. Go get him.
President Bush 41 used
I
to do
remember
that all the time
Yeah,
for his
I remember
birthday,
that.
too.
That's great.
All right, looks like SpaceX will launch today. The scheduled liftoff time, 7:21 tonight from the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. The Falcon 9 rocket expected to deliver a commercial communication satellite into space. Be interesting to make sure that happens. The weather looking good for that launch?
So far, it actually doesn't look too bad. Now, back here at home, neither does ours for that matter. Across the entire region, we're looking at some warmth. At the moment, we are the cold spot. That's it. But look over towards Des Moines, Sioux Falls, Minneapolis, areas that are, normally on the chilly side. They've got a lot of heat already at this point in the morning at 6:18. So, with that being said, all of that heat is heading in our direction. There's a warm front lined up basically right here. It would take a couple of miles, obviously, but that is heading in our direction for the overnight tonight. Today, we're actually warming up into the 70s, 74, mostly sunny, little to no breeze. It's a nice, easygoing day. It's warm, it's sunny, it's that pure and simple. 67 degrees in the thumb for your high today, mostly sunny, a light breeze, near normals. Now, as we go on into the Tri-Cities for our highs today, 73, not too bad. We're above normal, actually, by about 3 or 4 degrees. And we continue that sunshine trend, even up into the northern counties at 70. Not bad at all. We continue to warm up as we go on into tonight. Speaking of which, let's start off with Storm Ready Futurecast, because as we go through the day, notice the clock as we set it into motion. We're moving on through into the afternoon. We've got clear skies in the thumb, clear skies around the Tri-Cities, the southern counties, up to the north. We're doing great. And only tonight do we get the cloud cover back. That is going to move on in and help trap heat. Now, the Grand Rapids area will get plenty of rain. For us, this is what we get. It's the warm front right here. Notice how this is all in a line. The warm front is right here, and it's pushing that moisture in. As it interacts with the air that we've got, helps to create some showers, but it will not, and I'm going to say this right now, it will not be this intense. We will have a couple of moderate showers, a couple of thunderstorms that we get, but it will not be some widespread line like this. Most likely it'll be a couple of dots or one very thin line right along the warm front, and that's it. That's all we'll see overnight tonight. Again, we'll get a couple of good thunderstorms, we'll get a couple of good showers, but it's not going to be some widespread heavy downpour event. By 10 a.m. tomorrow, we start to calm it down completely, and we're dry by noon at the absolute latest. Noon tomorrow, we are dry and we are turning sunny, and we stay sunny through the rest of the day. Wednesday, we're sunny all over again. So Tuesday's our transition day, and that's it. And all the rain is focused mainly before 10 a.m. Look at that 86, though, for Wednesday. We have a lot of heat there, and with the leftover moisture from Tuesday, combined with that warmth and all that sun, it is going to be hot, it is going to be sunny, and it is going to be humid. You have to actually talk about humidity this time around. So
we like everything except that last
No, we
Wednesday,
do not like humidity.
it looks pretty good, but it could be a little more uncomfortable than a lot of people are thinking just because of all that.
Sticky.
Yeah, sticky side of things. You.
Better start spraying the hairspray now. Oh my goodness.
Poof. All right, thanks, Amit.
Well, thank you for what you've done. Law enforcement all over the country are honored today, where you can pay your respects right here in mid-Michigan.
Stay with us. Time now 6:21.
.24, time for this morning's Hot Topic, another episode of Saturday Night Live. Here's a quick clip.
You surprised that he fired Comey before he fired you? Oh, God.
Melissa McCarthy reprising her role as White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer. And we got some new additions this week, like Eddie Bryant playing Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
And for the first time, McCarthy's Spicer and Alec Baldwin's Trump appeared together.
Yeah, I think this is this.
You're kind of
almost,
over it.
Yeah, you're kind of.
I am, just because it's not as funny. The longer they do this, it's not as funny. And I have to admit, some of Saturday's stuff really felt like they were piling on. You know, I mean, it's very clear the folks at Saturday Night Live are no fans of President Trump, but it just felt like they were piling on, and some of it just wasn't that funny. This was hilarious.
That was fun to watch the
That
podium
was really,
drive
really
around
funny.
downtown.
Well, in case you missed it, no worries. Head over to the NBC25 Facebook page or to our website, NBC25news.com. We've got a clip of this so you can see the whole thing, and let us know what you think about it. Like it, love it, hate it, let us know.
I had no idea that this was actually going to be part of the show. I thought what they did with this was like a stunt to just promote.
Yeah.
Like a
and
promotion
it turns out
for
they were actually filming that for the show, and it just happened to.
Melissa
appear like
McCarthy
a stunt.
cracks me up.
That was funny, really was. All right, we've got more news straight ahead for you. A worldwide cyber attack. The threat continues right now. Ahead, what experts want companies to do ASAP.
You're watching NBC25 Today.
Why was FBI Director James Comey fired? Believe it or not, that question still lingers even as Donald Trump, the president, works to fill the vacancy.
And a global cyber attack, what experts are warning companies this morning, and the role a Michigan man played in helping stop that attack.
And volunteers are gearing up to roll up their sleeves and get dirty, but it's all for a good cause. We'll tell you what it is and how you can help out in just a few minutes.
Just about 6:30. Good morning, everyone, and happy Monday. I'm Kristen Aguirre.
I'm Mike Wolfolk. Glad to have you with us. Hope you had a wonderful Mother's Day weekend, and in particular Mother's Day, which was yesterday.
Yep, a great day to celebrate all the #1 ladies in our life. Was able to go back home with my sister and hang out with our mom for a little bit, so it was great.
And my sister and I hung out with our mother as well. Took her to lunch at one of her favorite restaurants. And Ahmed, how'd you spend the day?
Got to actually hang out with my future mother-in-law. Took her out to dinner in Owasso, so we had some fun there as well. So got to split up the past 2 weekends between the two. Now, as we go on through the day here, we get to enjoy more of that beautiful weather we had over the weekend. Sunshine right now. There is a tiny little bit of frost over in the thumb, the eastern portion of the thumb, actually. Huron County, the main spot, but that is about it. Everybody else is frost-free, as expected. 38 degrees in Bay City right now. Clear skies continuing actually across the region also. We're in the 30s in several spots. Cairo and Bad Axe, the only two that are trying real hard to get too cold thanks to those clear skies and that cool water off of the lake. Now, as we go on through the day, of course, we ramp up that heat, heading for the 70s. And by 5 o'clock, we should be pushing about 73 with plenty of sunshine holding on. We're going to talk about what comes next, though. We've got some 80s that's ahead.
All right. Thank you, Ahmed. Former FBI Director James Comey's firing still in the headlines this morning, even as the president reviews candidates now to fill the position.
Now, Democrats want to find out if the president secretly taped a conversation with the former director. At the same time, Trump is getting ready for his first big overseas trip.
We'll check in now with Tracy Potts. She's in D.C. this morning.
This afternoon, President Trump meets with Abu Dhabi's crown prince while preparing for his trip to Saudi Arabia. He suggested the U.S. should stop buying the country's oil until they crack down on ISIS. Was he serious?
I would never say that there's anything off the table.
President Trump leaves Washington with the search underway for a new FBI director. The Justice Department interviewed 8 candidates over the weekend.
Very well known, highly respected, really talented people,
including 2 from Capitol Hill. Democrats want to subpoena the tapes the president hinted about in a tweet of his conversation with former director James Comey.
First of all, we got to make sure that these tapes, if they exist, don't mysteriously disappear.
Comey declined to testify tomorrow behind closed doors, but could speak at a public hearing later on Russia's interference in the election.
The president needs to back off here and let the investigation go forward. We need to call Comey and get to the bottom of all of this.
The former director of national intelligence says he can't say whether Trump associates conspired with Russia.
I don't know of any evidence to it, so I can't refute it, and I can't confirm it.
That investigation continues. And there's growing pressure here, mostly from Democrats, for the Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein to appoint that special prosecutor in the Russia case. Tracy Potts, NBC News, Washington.
And yet another challenge to President Donald Trump's revised travel ban goes before an appeals court today. A federal judge in Hawaii blocked the president's March 6th executive order. Now, the state of Hawaii argues that the second version would actually hinder recruitment of foreign students and workers and also harm its tourism industry. Now, the case goes before the Ninth Circuit Appeals Court later this morning. And now for news from around the world, North Korea confirms the country tested a new missile. Now, they say this one can carry a nuclear warhead. And according to the Associated Press, the new missile may have been displayed during a military parade last month. Now, South Korea authorities say Japan and the U.S. detected a missile launch from the country earlier yesterday. This morning, the country's news agency says Kim Jong-un supervised that test. A worldwide cyber attack is expected to spread today. It started last week, and now experts say there are more hard-to-stop versions appearing. Now, Friday's attack included a software worm that froze computers at the British Health Service. Data was held for ransom, and experts say there were 200,000 in last week's attack. Now, companies and agencies are urging you to immediately update your operating systems.
Also this morning, a Michigan man is credited with figuring out how to stop the hackers. Computer engineer Darryn Huss says he disabled the malware after finding a kill switch the creator left in place. He got some help from a security researcher in the UK. He says it looks like the coder who wrote it was not very experienced.
Individuals responsible for this aren't very sophisticated. It feels really amateur hour to me, the amount of law enforcement that are going to be investigating this. I really would not be surprised if the individual or individuals are apprehended.
Experts say so far victims have paid out about $32,000 to free their files, though that number could rise when people get back to work today. Also today, President Trump will mark the 26th National Peace Officers Memorial Day. This is a day to honor law enforcement men and women who've made the ultimate sacrifice and those who continue to protect and serve. The president will lay a wreath during the memorial service on the Capitol grounds. About 40,000 people expected to attend that service. Here at home, special events will take place in Midland and around Flint today. This is video of a tribute that happened at Flint Memorial Park in 2015. Mount Morris Township will hold the 58th annual service here today. Former U.S. Attorney Barbara McQuaid, the featured speaker there. In Midland, Police Chief Cliff Block and Midland County Sheriff Scott Stevenson will speak. Members of the local search and rescue team, K-9 unit, and Honor Guard will also attend. You can attend this ceremony as well. It begins at 4 o'clock this afternoon. It's at the Midland Law Enforcement Center.
And happening today in Freeland, a discussion on the Tittabawassee River cleanup. The Saginaw-Tittabawassee Rivers Contamination Community Advisory Group will give some updates on dioxin-tainted areas of the river. The meeting is tonight at 6 o'clock at the Tittabawassee Township Memorial Park building. It is open to the public.
A major project is expected to change the Flint River landscape downtown. Genesee County Parks and the State Department of Natural Resources both leading this nearly $37 million project. It will remove the Hamilton Dam, build a walking bridge over Swartz Creek and the Flint River. You can also expect improvements to Riverbank Park and the former Chevy in the Hole site. Work begins this summer. It should wrap up in the year 2019.
Well, volunteers are gearing up to roll up their sleeves and get to work.
This Friday is the United Way of Bay County's annual Day of Caring. Our Courtney Wheaton is live this morning in Bay City with how you can get involved. What's going on, Courtney?
Courtney doesn't look like she's ready to work. She's decked out.
It's not until Friday. I'll be ready Friday. No, you don't even have to bring anything with you. They have all the supplies ready, so there's really no excuse not to volunteer. Now I'm here with Jen Idelski. Just tell me a little bit about what makes this event so exciting for the community.
Sure. Well, it's a great time where a bunch of folks get together that care about their community just to do something fun, and it's also giving back.
And these projects kind of last a while, so you plant flowers. Just tell me the different things that you do.
Absolutely. We order mulch in and we spread that around, and it always looks great after we're done. We usually plant some perennials, so everything looks pretty and green, and the schools just love it.
Yeah, we talked about the volunteers and how they feel, but just like, how does the community feel like after it's done? Do you get calls in like, we're so happy about this?
Yeah, people will tell us that, they drove by the whichever elementary school we had worked at that year and say, oh, it looks so great. And the kids love it, especially when the elementary students, when they are actually involved in the work, they can sort of give back if they're a fifth grader and they know that, hey, our younger classmen are going to love this. And, it's a way for them to send off, in a good way.
Perfect. And you were actually telling me about some other volunteer opportunities that we can talk about the next half hour. We're running out of time, but just tell me how people can get involved with this.
Sure. Contact United Way at 989-893-7508, extension 15, and we'll get you signed up.
There you go. And we'll have more on this on our sister station, Fox 66. For now, live in Bay City, I'm Courtney Wheaton, NBC25 News.
Alrighty. Thanks, Courtney.
Well, many spent Mother's Day taking a walk through Flint's history.
That's right. The Applewood Estate was busy yesterday afternoon as people enjoyed the sunshine and colorful flowers. The first floor of the house is now open for tours, allowing people to get an even closer look at the Mott family's life in the early 1900s.
We were here last year. It's just a wonderful place to be on Mother's Day because of all the flowers and the peaceful atmosphere. It's just nice to be around.
In honor of Mother's Day, there were photo opportunities and free carnations handed out. That's so sweet. Now people can head to the Applewood Estate in Flint for free this summer. Tours inside the home are also free. Now we want to know, what did you do with your mama on Mother's Day? We're asking you to let us know on our Facebook page. How did you make her day special? Head over there right now and chime in, and maybe we'll read some of those on air later. Ahmed, how'd you make your Mother's Day special?
We were able to celebrate the weekend before. We got to take her out to a real nice brunch. She loved that. Now, as we go on through the day ahead, we get to see a little bit of what we had over the weekend. Some nice weather continuing. Sunshine already making its bright appearance. If you have allergies, though, still a little on the rough side. We've got the dry weather. That's the main reason why. We only had a couple of those sprinkles, a light shower in the thumb on Saturday as expected, and that really hasn't done a lot to help anybody's allergies out. Now, the sunshine continues to have an effect. We're heading for the upper 50s to 60 by the late morning hours. That's good timing. 2 to 5 knots, light variable winds, basically on the water, on the bay, and on the lake, right around a foot or less for the wave heights. Not anything intense. Our time of the day is down to the south. We're warming up in Davison, downtown, heading for the 70s with beautiful sunshine through the day. We're starting off chilly. Yes, clear skies and that cool air has definitely helped to keep us cold. Only an isolated spot of frost in the thumb and far up to the north. But overnight tonight, we stay quite mild. This is it. The cloud cover comes in, traps the heat. We're in the 50s. We're watching for showers, even a couple of storms possible by tomorrow morning. Now, we do have a few of those that could have some good rain with it, but the fact that it's done by tomorrow morning at 9 or 10 a.m. at the latest, that's good news. And that's it. We're going to break that down in the extended forecast so that all the farmers out there can really prepare. That's coming up.
Well, it's spring, and that means seeing all of the beautiful flowers bloom across mid-Michigan.
That's right. And NBC25 is teaming up with Walker Farms and Greenhouses in Burton to give you a chance to win a $100 gift card for all of your gardening needs.
Yeah, just to enter, all you have to do is join the Spring is Here giveaway. Visit our website at NBC25news.com now through June 10th.
Well, sometimes you might have a tough time getting to the doctor's office because you just don't have a ride.
Well, in just 3 minutes, we have how Blue Cross Blue Shield is working to solve this problem for you. Your time right now is 6:41. We'll see you guys back here in a few minutes.
Come here, rude boy, boy, is you big enough? Take it, yeah, baby, yeah, take it, yeah.
6:45 on a Monday morning, everybody. Taking a look at Saginaw by way of NBC25 Skynet Cam. Little Rihanna playing in the background.
Right in the sun. It's going to be a gorgeous day.
Taking a look at that infamous bean sign there in Saginaw. All right, let's move on to consumer news now. Wells Fargo may have opened even more unauthorized bank accounts than previously known.
The banking giant was fined $185 million last fall after employees opened an estimated 2 million unauthorized accounts for customers. Now attorneys representing those customers say that number is more like 3.5 million fake accounts.
Yikes.
Ouch. Suing Wells Fargo on behalf of those customers. They say the figure is about 3.5 million fakes, and they're suing. Obviously, a bank spokesman says the new claim is unverified and only an estimation, though.
Well, Blue Cross Blue Shield wants to give a lift to those who don't have a reliable ride to go see a doctor.
Blue Cross Blue Shield will soon offer free Lyft rides to its plan holders who live in what are called transportation deserts and lack reliable transportation.
The healthcare provider plans to roll out the program across the country starting in August or September.
Initially, the program will be available only to patients who have a Blue Cross Blue Shield plan through their employer. That's kind of cool.
Well, if you like Jolly Rancher candy, I do, and Pop-Tarts, I do.
You do.
This story is for us.
Yeah, there you go.
The unlikely duo is teaming up.
They're going to bring you Jolly Rancher flavored Pop-Tarts to store. I like them apart, but I don't know about together. The limited editions come in 3 flavors: cherry, green apple, and watermelon.
It's interesting. See, there's already a cherry Pop-Tart, so Jolly Rancher cherry, we'll see.
I love a classic Pop-Tart, no frosting, with just the strawberry in the middle.
I absolutely, the worst Pop-Tarts to me are the ones with no frosting.
I need the frosting on it.
Yeah, I have to have the frosting on it.
But see, that's the thing. I like Jolly Ranchers.
And I can eat them
Pop-Tarts,
cold. They don't always have to be hot for me.
I'm with you on
that.
Yeah,
I can eat them just nice and cold.
Yeah, it needs the frosting though. All right, here's what we got going on. I like the cookie dough one. The cookie dough ones are tasty.
S'mores?
Ooh, also good. All right, so now that we've made you all hungry and wanting snacks, here's what we got going on in your Storm Ready forecast. Highs today, really warming up. We've got the cool air across our region. We're already up to 40 degrees in Saginaw as we continue warming. Off towards the west, though, there's plenty of heat on its way. We have a warm front that's going to push on in overnight tonight, and that brings us a lot of that heat. It also brings us a couple showers to start off tomorrow, but here's what we have for today. 74 across the southern counties. Little no breeze, mostly sunny. It's actually quite nice outside for the day ahead. In the thumb, 67. The cooler air continues there, but don't worry. You're going to be right in the 40s near 50 tonight. Watching for that sunshine to hold across not just the southern and the thumb, but also into the Tri-Cities. 73 there for your high, and even in the northern counties with a high of 70. Not bad, actually. A light breeze, I mean, we're talking barely there. About 2 to 5. That's it. And variable. You don't get a good direction on it throughout the day. So don't worry too much about wind or anything. Now for the futurecast, you'll notice the cloud cover non-existent throughout the day. We're actually doing pretty good with only a little bit trying to move on in for the evening. It's just some texture to the sky. Overnight, we grab some showers. We'll see some shower activity, and that's going to continue into tomorrow morning. Here's the deal. You see how it's a line? The warm front is right behind it, and that pushes that rain in. And once it moves through, we ramp up the heat fast. And with the fact that we get some rain tomorrow morning, along with all that heat into the 80s tomorrow, we really turn humid. So plan ahead. We're getting sticky here over the next 2 days. Now this is too intense. This is where I'm fighting the computer again a little bit. This is too much rain. Kind of make this a little skinnier, make it one thin little line, maybe a couple little showers out in front of it, and that's all we're getting from it. We will still get some rain. Yes, we will get a couple showers and a few rumbles of thunder from it, but it's all done by 9 or 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, and that's it. We dry up fast. So, with that drier air, how long does it stick around? All the way through Wednesday as well, actually, and even into Thursday and Friday. Overall, it's just the heat and the dry. Thursday is very similar to Saturday, with only a couple of sprinkles or a light shower possible, very isolated, and that's it. So for the majority of the week, aside from tomorrow morning, we are dry. We've really got it, and that heat dries up everything quickly anyways. So, 86 there on Wednesday with all that warmth and with whatever moisture is left over. Definitely on the muggy side of things. Now, I have it from a good source here that a lot of farmers are going to be getting out trying to work this week because it's kind of a late start to the season, unfortunately. They need this dry air, so while we are obviously excited because we get to enjoy some heat, there are a lot of farmers out there that are overjoyed with the fact we've got some dry conditions and some heat to be able to work with out there. So, get it rolling.
Cool.
Okay.
Thanks, Alvin.
Yeah. All right, time now 6:50. That means we're about 10 minutes away from the Today Show, taking over here at NBC, the high-profile search for a new FBI director. President Trump right now thumbing through candidates. They'll have more on the process.
Also, the parents of the Penn State freshman who died during a parent hazing sit down with Matt Lauer, what they have to say about their loss.
And another airline in the headlines. The dispute over a birthday cake ends up getting a family booted from a JetBlue flight.
Interesting story there. I don't know if you guys heard about it.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I have that actually posted on my Facebook page right now.
There you go.
Nice shot there of the mighty Mac on this Monday morning. The sun rising nicely over the straits. You've got your top story straight ahead.
6:54, here's this morning's top stories. News coming in from overnight. A water main break in Bay County. The eastbound lane of Midland Road in Auburn, right in front of Auburn Elementary School, closed. Crews are on the scene right now working to repair the water main. No word yet on how long it will take to repair or how it will affect water customers in the area.
A new ordinance in Genesee County banning those under 21 from buying tobacco is under fire right now. Tobacco 21 was supposed to go into effect today across the county, but Commissioner Drew Shapiro says an oil company is now suing the county over this ordinance. Last week, commissioners voted to delay the effective date for a week. The Genesee County version now goes into effect next Monday, but that could change if the board reconsiders its decision. Members meet today behind closed doors where they're expected to discuss next steps.
And stay with NBC25 for continuing coverage on air, online, and through our mobile app. You get updates right at your fingertips, all powered by NBC25News.com.
All right, up next for us is Fox 66 Mornings over on WSMH. We hope you will join us for the journey.
That's all right. And coming up, we're talking seniors. There's some important questions you should ask before you hit the gym. Those questions are ahead and coming up in Healthy You.
Also, if you have allergies, being outside right now isn't all that fun. What about your pets? They have allergies too. Leslie Toldo explains the rough time they're having in Pet Project.
And Stacey Johnson tells us the money moves you should make in your 60s. That's all ahead on Fox 66 Mornings.
All right, we're through with the 60s right now, weather-wise.
Oh, we got the 70s on the way, and then the 80s, and it's a lot of heat. So here's the deal. Start off this morning, 1 or 2 little spots of frost in the thumb, thanks to cool air off the lake. That is really the only spot, except for far up to the north in Alpena. Everybody else, we're doing all right. We continue our rebound trend, and if you decide you want to get outside today, I suggest you really want to get outside today, because we've got some nice mild temps in the low 70s with plenty of sunshine. If you decide you want to grab a quick 9 or 18, it looks pretty good. Now, if you wanted to fire up the grill today and into tomorrow, actually, we're looking at the upper 60s all the way through. So not just today, but also towards tomorrow, we're going to be watching for that sunshine holding on. We've got those broken down for you, but let's actually look at the day planner because Midland's a little cooler today than everybody else, so that's the why I want to show this one. At about 67 to near 70 by 5 o'clock, a little bit of cool air off the bay helping to keep you cooler there. But with the 80s are coming back. We got a little bit of rain tomorrow morning. Last week I did a science club shoot because we try and do them a little ahead of time. I was over at the John Deere store, the Tri-County Equipment in Birch Run. And a lot of the farmers, I mean, they've been having a real rough time trying to get out in the field. They're looking real forward to the heat and the dry conditions.
So it's been too soggy for them to get out?
Yeah, some have been too soggy or it's been too cold to really get anything in the ground. We're finally in the spot. Even with the little bit of rain we get tonight, they're still in a good spot, so they're going to get busy this week.
That's awesome. Good.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, folks, thanks for starting off your week with us this morning. We'll be right back here with you tomorrow. In the meantime, we're headed to Fox.
Bye, guys. Have a great day.
We'll see you over there.